Namaskar, everyone.
Namaskar, ma'am.
Good to see you all. Siddhi, Mishika, Vansh, Ganika. SVM students are not here yet. What is the issue? Okay, so first things first, our mantra chanting, followed by how you are going to present your podcast. Okay, and sooner the next week, I'm planning your podcast. Although I gave it for 15, but I think you people are too excited and nicely prepared, so we might do it earlier as well. Okay, so today we are on Friday, 8th of November. You never know, I might launch it either tomorrow also or on Monday. Okay.
Please, it is okay on 15 only. Like
Ma'am, ma'am, can you make it on 15th only, ma'am, as it is taking a lot of time to make the script and all.
Oh, so that means I can sense the seriousness here. Really, the script is under the construction.
ma'am,
Wonderful, wonderful. And that's really nice. Okay, let us see. So, firstly, we are going to go with mantra chanting, then alchemist, and then we will have a few podcast things to discuss, and then we will move ahead. Okay, so sit straight, everyone, out here also. Close your eyes, take a deep breath in and release. Once again, take a deep breath in and release. One more time, take a deep breath in and release. Now we can chant mantra. Om Dev Shanti Antariksham Shanti Prithvi Shanti Rape Shantiroshadaya Shanti Vanaspataya Shanti Vishve Deva Shanti Brahma Shanti Sarvam Shanti Sama Shanti Redhi Om Shanti 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 Om. Now you can rub your palms and place it on your eyes. And as and when you feel comfortable, you can open your eyes. Namaskar, everyone.
Namaskar, ma'am.
Right. So, Rhythm, Siddhi, Mishika, Vansh, Ganika, first of all, let's get ready for the Alchemist. And I want Rhythm, no, Avni to read today from Alchemist. So we were on the language barriers, okay, and he was on this proposition that how can we have a common language through which we can speak to everyone. So Avni, you can start from here.
There must be a language that doesn't depend on words. The boy thought, I have already had that experience with my sheep, and now it's happening with people.
How do you know he had experienced this languageless things with the sheep? How can you prove this point? How had he experienced, you know, a language which did not depend on words?
Like he's living with sheep, and now sheep can understand his language, so I think.
Of course. So the way he, acts, gestures to the sheep to come here or go anywhere or drink or eat anything, the sheep understand. Okay. And remember, there was a instance in the beginning when he was sleeping in the church. He got up early in the morning and sleep also. The sheep also got up early. The sheep could sense his their master's routine. So he said that I don't know how, but sheep also have maintained the similar routine as mine. So they have gradually understood each other's language.
He was learning a lot of new things. Some of them were things that he had already experienced and weren't really new, but that he had never perceived before. And he hadn't perceived them because he had become accustomed to them. He realized, if I can learn to understand this language without words, I can learn to understand the world relaxed and unhurried. To resolve that, he resolved that he would walk through the narrow streets of Tangier. Only in that way be
Would he be able?
would he be able to read the omens. He knew it would require a lot of patience, but shepherds know all about patience. Once again, he saw that in this strange land, he was applying the same lessons he had learned with his sheep. All things are one, the old man had said. The crystal merchant awoke with the day and felt the same anxiety that he felt every morning. He had been in the same place for 30 years, a shop at the top of Hilly Street where few customers passed. Now he was too
It
late.
was.
Now it was too late to change anything. The only thing he had ever learned to do was to buy and sell crystal glassware. There had been a time when many people knew of his shop. Arab merchants, French and English geologists, German soldiers who were always well heeled in those days. It had been wonderful to be seeing crystal,
To be selling
to be
crystals.
selling crystal, and he had thought how he would become rich and have beautiful women at his side as he grew older. But as time passed, Tangier had changed. The nearby city of Quetta had grown faster than Tangier, and business had fallen off. Neighbors moved away, and there remained only a few small shops on the hill, and no one was going to climb the hill just to browse through a few small shops.
So now the Santiago has come across another person who's a crystal seller, and his shop is 30 years old. In these 30 years, he has done nothing but selling crystals, and that's the only thing he is expert at. But his shop is at the top of the hill where only few people arrive. And there are instances when people really don't want to climb the hill just to see or browse a few small shops.
But the crystal merchant had no choice. He had lived 30 years for his life,
Of his life,
of his life, buying and selling crystal pieces, and now it was too late to do anything else. He spent the entire morning observing the infrequent comings and goings in the street. He had done this 4 years
for
and
years.
4 years and knew the schedule of everyone who passed. But just before lunchtime, a boy stopped in front of the shop. He was dressed normally, but the practiced eyes of Crystal Merchant could see that the boy had no money to spend. Nevertheless, the merchant decided to delay his lunch for few minutes until the boy moved on. A card hanging in the doorway announced the several languages were spoken in the shop. The boy saw a man appear behind the counter. I can clean up those glasses in the window if you want, said the boy. The way they look now, nobody is going to want to buy them.
Now, this shepherd, of course, he is broke. He has no money now, and he has sold his sheep also. So, of course, in order to reach to pyramids to find his treasure, he must find some work, and that is the way to reach and collect money. So, he reached to this glassware store where the person was selling crystal. So, he asked him that give me a job, I will clean the crystal, and he also gave a reason why I want to do that, because these crystal pieces do not look very attractive, and nobody will look at them and want to buy them. Subject, verb, and object with helping verbs. Yes.
The man looked at him without responding. In exchange, you could give me something to eat. The man still said nothing, and the boy sensed that he was going to have to make a decision. In his pouch, he had his jacket. He certainly wasn't going to need it in the desert. Taking the jacket out, he began to clean the glasses in half an hour. He had cleaned all the glasses in the window, and as he was doing so, two customers had entered the shop and bought some crystal. When he had completed the cleaning, he asked the man for something to eat. Let's go and have some lunch, said the crystal merchant. He put a sign on the door and they went to a small cafe nearby. As they sat down at the only table in the place, the crystal merchant laughed. Why didn't have
You didn't.
Wha- You didn't have to do any cleaning, he said. The Quran requires me to feed a hungry person. Well,
Quran. It's Quran.
then why did you let me do it? The boy asked. Because the crystal was dirty and both you and I needed to cleanse our minds of negative thoughts. When they had eaten, the merchant turned to the boy and said,
I would like.
I would like you to work in my shop. Two customers came in today while you were working, and that's a good omen. People talk a lot about omens, thought the shepherd, but they really don't know what they are saying. Just as I hadn't realized that for so many years I had been speaking a language without words to my sheep. Do you want to go to work for me? The merchant asked. I can work for the rest of today, the boy answered. I will work all night until dawn, and I will clean every piece of crystal in your shop. In return, I need money to get to Egypt tomorrow. The merchant laughed. Even if you cleaned my crystals for an entire year, even if you
If you earned.
if you earned a good commission selling every piece, you would still have to borrow money
To
to
get.
get to Egypt. There are thousands of kilometers of desert between here and there. There was a moment of silence so profound that it seemed the city
Was asleep.
was asleep. No sound from the bazaars, no arguments among the merchants, no men climbing to the tower to chant, no hope, no adventure, no old king or destinies, no treasure and no pyramids. It was as if the world had fallen silent because the boy's all had. He sat there, staring blankly through the door of the cafe, wishing that he had died and that everything would end forever at that moment.
So he was quite depressed when he heard that it is too costly to travel to Egypt. And even if he worked harder and harder, still he would not be able to earn the money to get to Europe. So his all hopes died and he sat at one place and everything seems like silent for that moment.
The merchant looked anxiously at the boy. All the joy he had seen that morning
All the joy. Joy? I thought she said boy.
he had seen that morning had suddenly disappeared. I can give you to the money. Give you the money. You need to get back to your country. My son, said the crystal merchant. The boy said nothing. He got up, adjusted his clothing, and picked up his pouch. I will work for you, he said. And after another long silence, he added, I'll need money to buy some sheep.
So why do you think he is buying sheep now? Why is he intending to buy sheep with the money that he learned from the shop? Anybody? Yes, Ganika.
Like he would buy the sheep at some rate and would try to sell them in a little bit more price or the double price to the ones who would need it, or would make them for the shearing of their wool, and then he would sell that and then sell the sheep, so he would have more amount than the money he bought the sheep for.
Okay. That's one thought process. Anybody else? Why did he buy the sheep? Why did he think of buying the sheep with that money instead of going back home or, still on the thought of going to Europe or to see the pyramids? Yes, Mishika.
Even I think about what Kanika said. Like he bought the sheep and would sell it on a higher price to another person and earn profit and money for a trip to the Europe.
Okay. It's Egypt, not Europe. I even mistake. Yeah,
I was like,
Egypt. Rhythm.
Ma'am, like I have a different thinking. Like the boy might be so attached to ships, like he loved ships and might be remembering or like missing, terribly missing the sheep. That's why he had.
Okay. Siddhi.
Actually, a little agree with Rhythm.
Louder, Siddhi.
I actually a little agree with Rhythm. I have a like a similar point. Like he was very much attached with his sheep, and he's a shepherd. So as usual, every shepherd is very attached with each sheep. So why he would sell the sheep on the higher price to go to his dream place, a trip.
Right, and that's the precise reason that because now he can see that my future is dark. I believed someone, who showed me some dream kind of world of a treasure or something. Everything is lost. Sheep is gone. Money is gone. There is no way to, get back to his previous position. So he thought that whatever I love the most, let me continue with that. So of course he was a shepherd by choice and by love. So he thought that will I be able, if I earn money, I'll be able to buy the sheep and continue with being a shepherd only. So that's the most important reason. And now going back to the podcast, everybody, I have seen your layout on the group, and I really admire the way you people have written it. I'll just scroll
Ma'am,
it up. Yes, beta.
ma'am, I thought that due to like some network connection or network problem, so my side that my podcast layout has not been truly. Okay.
But due
Ma'am,
to network connection, it was there on WhatsApp, no? And that too asked back.
and like what happens is it just stay on my tab and it do not just forward to you. So should I send you on your personal or should I
Okay,
try to again?
no
Ma'am,
issue. Yes, beta.
I want to ask something. May I and Mishika, like I and Mishika are having,
Combine.
ma'am, I and Mishika is having like similar topics, and in the second episode, I am having like that pressure of work on people. So I think she's also sometimes people started taking drugs as well during the pressure of work. So can I and Mishika can have an like a in a interview way in second episode in mine?
Why not? It's completely your choice. I really love these experiments. If you do that, as much creativity you can put in your podcast, that's the best way out.
Ma'am, like we can be the guest for the interview for each other's
Why
podcast.
not? Why not? Why not? Why not? And also, I want, just to make it more cosmetic or aesthetic, I would say, in approach, why don't you people try creating or buying a mic? Okay, as you usually see in a podcast, how the mics are placed in front of them. If you have a mic at your home, place it in a way that it comes near to your mouth. Or if you do not have a mic, do not do much expenditure. You can just create out of cardboard or something and place it like near you so that it is visible. So that's what I'm planning on. So you will be doing live podcast here, and we will be of course recording that the entire podcast. Okay, and then we will be putting it out there on social media. So do your best. Okay, so this time I know that students have time crunch of creating scripts and coordinating with each other. So you will be getting almost 30 minutes till that day, okay, to discuss with your partners about the first episode, second episode, or if it is a solo performance also, then also you can draft your scripts. But the last 5-10 minutes, whosoever I give chance to, you need to really read out your script in front of me so that you do not do any goof up. Okay, so that I can put you on the track. If whether you are on track or not, that also needs to be checked upon. Right. So keep on developing whatever is your episode number 1, 2, or 3, or if you are planning for the second episode, Mishika and Rhythm together. So, like if it is a second episode, you can prepare it later, like the interview one, or if you want to put the interview part first, that is again your choice. So, whichever way you want to make it creative and attractive, that's all up to you. Yes, Rhythm.
Can you please share us firstly in the starting how can after introduction how we can start the podcast or the body of that?
Okay, so this all is creative. Had I been there as a student, my creative mind says that I would keep my mobile near to the laptop, and I would play a very familiar sound, instrumental music before my podcast begins. So if that 30, 10, 5 second sound would play, I would play that. Okay, and then welcome to Bhavna's podcast today. we are going to discuss stories about teenagers. I know as a teenagers, you have always been confused and in different sphere of mind. So today we have Ahana as the story character who is a 13 years old teenager who has just stepped into her teens, and what kind of difficulty she is experiencing. Let's explore. So let's give a sneak peek into Ahana's life story. So this is like episode beginning also and my beginning also, like welcome to my show or something like this. So it will be combining. Both will be interconnected. Your episode beginning and your usual beginning, and then the final ending will be common across. Okay?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Like in the introduction, we already have told that welcome to our channel. So, like starting, we will also say that welcome to our, like you have said, welcome to Bhavna's podcast. We also have to say
Starting only. Welcome to our channel. It's Bhavna's podcast is my channel name only, na. So welcome to Bhavna's podcast. Today we have this thing in our. So today we have this thing. Ye bhi, it's the part of the welcome statement only, right? So 2-3 lines is a welcome statement, and then you can start the episode beginning also, right? That is intermingling. So Vansh, Ganika, Ridyanshi, Siddhi, Mishika, Rhythm, Vaishnavi, Avni, and Panav, all of you have been given some time to prepare your script. I will ping any one of you in between and ask you to share few glimpses of your podcast with me. Okay. So I'm sitting here only. The video is switched on. You can do the back end work at your own pace, but in every 5-10 minutes, of course, I will be asking you where you are on. Okay. Siddhi, Vansh, Ganika, Ridyanshi, are you with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Right. So keep doing your work. Whenever you need any assistance, you can let me know.
excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Can we add one or two lines in Hindi as well, or we only have to use English?
No. It can be mixed. You have to make it creative. Audience should be engaged. So it can be mixed. Hindi, English, it can be mixed. Okay. If you want to add some spice of French or Spanish, I don't mind. If you know it. Also, guys, just to inform you that whatever mic or the prop mic that you are making, your logo should be pasted on that prop mic. Okay. So if it is 1 2 3 laugh, your mic will have that circular logo of 1 2 3 laugh on it. It should be faced towards the camera. Okay.
Ma'am, if in any condition, ma'am, like we don't have mic, so what we can do?
I told you you can either create it with a cardboard or chart paper, howsoever possible, but it should be kept in front of you, and then you can include that logo as a part of the mic in case you are drawing.
Ma'am, like our podcast is on 16th of November.
Most probably, but if it is before, so you be prepared. You have Saturday, Sunday with you. Just keep this mic for you because this is essential for all the 3 episodes, right? So prepare your craft work beforehand only.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Mishika.
Ma'am, is it like important to have the proper like podcast mic? Can we have a caller mic instead?
Yes.
Okay,
But
ma'am.
where will you paste your logo?
Ma'am, I have one caller mic. It is a little big, so I think my logo can fit in that.
In that case, if it is a possibility, you can do that.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, beta.
Ma'am, can you give vocabulary for a word like जब हमसे कोई लाइक हमारे साथ बुरा व्यवहार करे तो हमें अच्छा नहीं लगता है, बुरा लगता है, लाइक दैट.
It feels hurt when somebody behaves or ill treat us.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Mishika.
Ma'am, actually, I have to go somewhere with my mother. So can I please leave the class?
Right now.
Yes, ma'am. It's a little urgent.
Mm, okay, but do not plan such things because already, if the class is in going on thing, you already know that 4 to 5 is a fixed time period. Leave, okay, whatever you have done till now, just let me know and then leave further.
Okay, ma'am. So, ma'am, I have planned a introduction, uh,
Mhm.
like which is including like I have included some French words, and when I'm starting my main content, I have discussed about I have written about what are like drugs and all. I've shared some information about drugs, and there are one or two Hindi lines in it to make it a little more eye catching or interesting, and then I am discussing like about drugs and crimes only, mainly how they take place in our world and
But
how
have you created any script? That's what I wanted to hear.
I have written some things.
Tell me.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, just 1 second. Bonjour, namaskar, and hello. Welcome to Crimes Against Life. I'm Mishika, and I will be guiding you through a roller coaster of fun and spooky adventure where I talk about drugs and crimes. Our today's topic is discussing about what really are drugs and how are they regulated in our world. Hmm. Have you ever listened to the word drugs? I think you have. Because nowadays, everyone in our world are engaged in drugs. चलो आओ मैं बताती हूँ कि है क्या ये drugs. Drugs are substances that people get engaged with when they are going under something very dangerous or very risky, and through which they get pressure. The main reason also sometimes is when they are in depression or stress. There are several other causes too, but I'm discussing about the main one. We will discuss the other subtopics or the subcauses in the next episodes. Ma'am, I've written this much too
Very
far.
good, Mishika. Nice. Impressive enough. Right, so you can leave now.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Rhythm.
Can I use a little bit of Punjabi in this also?
Yes, you can.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, Rhythm.
I have done
O-
of the
Of the.
introduction and starting.
Okay, you can speak up.
Hi, hello, namaskaram, Kim Cho. I, Rhythm Rana, welcome you all on my channel, Style for Socially. ਕੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਹਰਾਸਮੈਂਟ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਕੀ ਹੈ? ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ, ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਦੱਸਾਂਗੀ।
Not tenu dasangi, it's twanu dasangi. Agar you do not have a command on Punjabi, do not post it as a, universal medium for your podcast because your Punjabi may go for a toss because it's incorrect use here. Okay, not
Check.
tenu but twanu.
When I spoken it wrong, like I have written it correct.
Okay, okay. So keep on practicing it. This is what you require on this podcast platform, right? So for now, we will end the class here only, and I'll see you people on Monday.
Namaste.
Namaskar.